Well, if you live in the inland Northwest, you're bound to see a moose at some point or somewhere at some point. Our Peter Choi ran into one earlier this week just hanging out in the Eagle Ridge neighborhood. There he is. But Idaho Fish and Game says there's been a steady decline in some moose populations. And now a woman in Post Falls who's become known for feeding the moose in her area wants to create a sanctuary for them more than 40 miles away. Our Marissa Rio explains.
Kathy Veda is no stranger to welcoming moose in her yard, but one particular baby moose, who she named Owen, inspired this all.
I looked out front and Owen had come back on his own, and he was soaking wet and he had cuts all over him and barbed wire injuries, and he kept staring at the river as if Mama was coming with him.
But she never did, so Kathy decided to care for him herself until he was old enough to go off on his own. Because of Owen, Kathy wants to help save the moose population. She feels that due to recent development in the area, the moose are being pushed out. She recently purchased 10 acres in Harrison, Idaho, and hopes to make it a moose sanctuary. It will be called Owen's Acres.
My goal would be to build a pole barn down there. It needs to have open sides because you want them to be able to see, prey. But a shelter from the snow if you have a mom with babies. You can put a feed station there if you wanted to, but they're down by the creek where they have water.
Kathy says she'd love to create this sanctuary in collaboration with Idaho Fish and Game. While Idaho Fish and Game says it has seen a steady decline in the moose population within the state, one official says they haven't seen that issue so much in North Idaho. They would also rather not have people interacting with wildlife, not only for the safety of themselves, but for the animals as well. Idaho Fish and Game says they are working to understand why there is a nationwide decline in moose populations. Officials say they don't intervene with the moose physically, though. They have a different approach, one being providing more spaces for moose to find refuge in the winter.
We also do a lot of habitat work, so whether that's working with forest managers to harvest timber in a way that provides more forage for elk, moose, and deer.
Veda says she understands Idaho Fish and Game's concerns. She says she doesn't want to make the moose pets, rather she wants to provide a safe space where they can play and run free. Reporting in North Idaho, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.